Sir, I don't know that. It will be ordered. I have people who pay off large amounts of restitution. And then once her probation term is completed, anything remaining is a civil judgment. And so, you would take money that way.
All right, I said what I was going to say. It cost me $1 million.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Wise, anything you'd like to say on behalf of the people?
There was a sentencing agreement in this matter, and we'd ask the court to follow that.
Mr. Margolis, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client?
Briefly, Your Honor, I did provide a sentencing memorandum. Hopefully the court has had an opportunity to read it.
Ma'am, go stand next to your attorney, please.
This Wise Roberson is a 34-year-old resident of the county. She grew up in the area. She has close family in the area. She is married. She had a previous marriage at the time. And this incident occurred when Caitlin, when she was going through a very emotionally charged point in her life. She was started for the company when she was 29 years old. Her first marriage was concluding. It was to a much older gentleman, and it was somewhat emotionally abusive. And so this was a crime of opportunity. It was also committed during COVID, when she was one of the only individuals in the office except for the principal. Sir, we apologize to you. Caitlin apologized to you for stealing the money and betraying your trust. She apologizes to the court. She has shown great remorse to me and with her family. This is a first lifetime offense, and she will be paying it back and living with this for many years, if not for the rest of her life. This should not define her. This is a good woman who volunteers in the community, who works with the PTO, who assists her new husband's family and the older individuals, and then she cares for her new husband's, I shouldn't say new anymore, father-in-law who is in Ohio. While I'm talking about it, that is one thing we are requesting, is that she be permitted to leave the state, at least to go to Toledo. Is that what he is? They're both in Toledo, and she assists her husband in caring for them. She is working again, and she is going to pay this money back to Glove for her wrongdoing. We are seeking to be able to work in finance with the family business. It was something that I may have brought up earlier. I don't know if I actually put it in the memorandum or not. But again, this is not something that should or will define this woman. She has a lot going on in her life and a lot to live for. She has a lot of family support. Again, we are sorry and remorseful for betraying the trust. We are grateful to the chief prosecutor for working with us and forging this Killebrew agreement. We're grateful to the court for your time and patience with us. And I would just ask to follow the Killebrew and order that and I don't recall how we left it on whether the parties were going to have time to request restitution of hearing for the additional sums, but we are definitely fine stipulating to what Ms. Wise put on the record.
I believe the court rules lay out the appropriate time frame for bringing a motion for restitution, so we would just follow the court rules, Your Honor.
That's all I have, Judge. Thank you.
All right, ma'am, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf? She's got to speak louder.
No, Your Honor.
All right, so in determining the appropriate sentence in this case, court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principal proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, which take into account prior record variables as well as the current offense. the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record in this hearing. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication for law, and the protection of society. So Mr. Moore, you're handling this one. The recommendation was for 5 years probation, but the report, or I mean, the agreement between the prosecutor and the defense counsel was for 5 years probation, but the recommendation is for 3.
Ms.
Correct.
Walsh did indicate to us that,
I'm sorry. Yeah, on the record. Go ahead, Mr. Moore.
Yeah, we're only permitted to recommend up to 3 years. However, they can serve up to 5 years probation.
Okay,
And
I just wanted to make sure that I could order it.
yeah,
Ms. Wise.
Your Honor, nothing. We were gonna agree to a 5-year term or come back in 3 years, however the court wanted to handle it. We'll see where we're at in 3 years.
Okay, Bob, she pays everything off. All right, so it's sent to the court to be placed on probation for a period of 5 years. During that term of probation, you are to obey and comply with all the articles of your probation. You're not to violate any criminal laws, not to leave the state without consent. Although, Mr. Moore, we can add that she can travel to Lucas County, Ohio. For family matters, you must report as often as required by the probation department. Notify them immediately if you move or if you change your employment status. Can't change your residence unless you obtain written permission from the probation officer. Obey all court orders, not to engage in any assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior, not to use any object as a weapon. You must allow them into your residence at any time for probation supervision, and they also have the right to search your phone, your car, your laptop, anything of that nature, if they believe that, or they have reasonable cause to believe you have items which violate the conditions of your probation. You must report any arrest or police contact, like I said, loss of employment, change of residence within 24 hours. You must maintain employment at a minimum of 30 hours a week. Ms. Wise Roberson, I know people who even in the worst of times would not steal a candy bar from Meijer. So this was an opportunity for you to just absolutely betray the trust of your employer, and you took advantage of it. You're a thief. You stole an amazingly large amount of money, and you knew what you were doing, and you knew you could get away with it for a long time, and you did. So there is a recommendation. She is not to have or conduct any financial transaction devices. And what Mr. Margolis is asking, that she be able to work with the family, I'm assuming of her husband. But what is your position?
I mean, I would leave that at the court's discretion. I mean,
Well, and
it's her family's business if they want to trust her with money, knowing her history. I mean,
all right, I will allow you to work with whatever this family business is. You know, they're not here today for you, but understand that I don't think it's a good idea. All right, so I'm gonna allow it though, but you're not to work anywhere else, banks, not anywhere else where you handle anybody other than this family financial program.
It's just her and her husband, Judge. I don't mean to make it sound like it's some big family business. Yeah,
I had a case not too long ago where somebody stole a bunch of money from their husband too in their business. So I'm gonna order restitution in the amount of $231,056.95. I will allow for a restitution hearing regarding the rest of it. If $131,056.95 is paid in restitution to Glove Industries, Ms. Wise and your defense attorney have an agreement that this could be reduced to a misdemeanor under the Killebrew agreement. 100,000 of that is payable to Miller Insurance Company, right?
Not 100 of the 131.
No, it's, no, an additional
Oh, yes.
$100,000
Yes.
is payable to the Miller's Insurance Company. Obviously, any restitution we forget first goes to Love Industries
Yes.
before the insurance company. You must execute wage assignments to pay a restitution. We'll seize all your, and also hand over any IRS tax returns or Michigan tax return amounts. There's a crime victim assessment fee in the amount of $130 supervision fee, 60 if you're, if we require you to wear a tether. There's $750 in court costs. $60 DNA fee, $68 in state costs. And outside of this family business, you cannot be employed anywhere in a position where you are in charge of any finances or have access to anyone else's money. Do you understand?
Yes.
So family business money, but you can't touch other people's money. Do you understand that?
I understand
There was a Killebrew agreement between the prosecutor's office and your attorney for no upfront jail. Is there any credit? There's no credit.
She walked in,
And
I think she was in for an hour or so. We sat in the courtroom. I don't know if they give credit or not. I didn't bring it up. I didn't think it was worth noting.
anything else, Mr. Moore?
No, I don't believe, Your Honor.
All right. No, ma'am, that in the next 5 years, if you don't pay your restitution, I'll show cause you. So if you're not making regular payments and pay this off, you can go to prison. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So this can be a once in a lifetime mistake, or, you know, I've seen people come back over and over again. So you do have a right to appeal this sentence. My bailiff's gonna hand down to your notice of right to appeal review. Please initial and date one copy of, for our records. The other copy is for you, and Mr. Margolis can of course explain that to you. He's gonna bring it down. He's letting me speak. So just initial and date one copy for our records. The other copies are for you if you wish to appeal your sentence. We fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. Anything else, Ms. Weiss?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, just gonna have her report. I think it's August 5th, the first Tuesday. Need to see her the first Tuesday. in August.
Yeah, August 5, between 8 and 10 a.m.
Yes,
Is that right, Mr. Moore?
yes, thank you.
Right across the hall at the probation department. Record should reflect, I received back a signed copy of the notice of right to appellate review. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, you may. All right, Mr. Farkas, thank you.